when I was little. Miss Olvara seems so much bigger and stronger than me. Though, to be perfectly honest, the way she carries herself even now bespeaks with confidence I cannot help but envy. But never mind that. We have a virtue to hunt. Let us commence our search at once. Keep your weapons at the ready, my friend. Timer took a turn for the better. There she is. What, now? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I wish you were here, all here with me. I know it's better that you're not. We have escorted Steadle, you bloody bastard, and this time I'm ready for your tricks. But I'm quit, and it will be mine this day. Just about to hit you with one of my dueling arrows. Wait, to now, you bastard. You will pay for taking them from me. Now I'll let me roar again. I've got plenty of arrows left. Yes, yes, just like that. You're nothing. My failure. That's why I have to do it alone. This strong back then, they'd still be alive. You can feel it, can't you? The pain, the fear. It serves you. Where's this coming from? I won't end it like this. We won't. God damn it, Renda. In the nick of time, I see. Are you hurt? Don't worry, I've got you. distance. Another on Nelby. Give him his ring. Plenty of arrows left for you yet. Well struck. Keep it up. Focus. Run it, Milbert. Let's just slam it quick. Something all its strength to do something big. Finish it! Everyone, to me, I'll lend you my power. Together we will avenge my fallen friends. Tough old brother. Everyone all right? Albert, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry for trying to go it alone. And why, pray tell, did you even try to do something so foolish? We've been here from the first, we would have been near anywhere, anything, even approaching a challenge. Back in the day, I was a bounty hunter. I told you that much. But I haven't told you about my old partners. Together we tracked and claimed countless notorious marks throughout Nordrhein. We were the best in the business. Everyone knew our names and our reputation. They called us legends. And somewhere along the lines, we started to believe it too. Then we set our sights on Balam Queets. Survived. They didn't. I swore vengeance, but I had no idea how to go about pursuing it. Then I met you lot and thought that maybe, with your help, I might just have a fighting chance. So you see, I never intended to keep it all a secret. It's just, you never asked, and since I'd rather not talk about it. It was easier to live in the moment, you know? Next down, the next job. The weeks flew by, and after a time, I started having second thoughts. I'd lost those closest to me before. I didn't want to live through that again. Are we not comrades, through thick and thin? The bonds of fellowship between us must come before all else. Otherwise, they might as well not exist. You say that thought of us losing pained you. You say the thought of losing us pains you. What of our feelings? What of our lives? What if we had not arrived when we did? You saved our lives more times than I can count. How dare you refuse to let us do the same? And without those keen ears of yours, I'll never know what bollocks Brennan and Albert are whispering about me behind my back. Ignorance is not bliss, let me tell you. This one's worth a fortune, aye? And fame besides. I'll wager we won't have to pay for our drinks when we go back into town. Oh gods. Not another night to remember. Don't you worry about your pretty head over our fearless leader's questionable constitution. Take pride in victory, for the small folk will sleep easily once they hear of Bongi's demise. Until Ardber's drunken snoring wakes them up from their slumber. And on that note, I think it's time we quit this place and run away. Trust that next time you decide to hunt a deadly game, you'll do us the courtesy in extending us an invitation. And I thought I was doing you a favor by keeping you out of my personal affairs, selfish as it was. Oh, fine. But if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead so I can kill you out of spite. Agreed. Now then, mind cutting off whatever it is you need to take back as proof of the kill? I don't want to lose our reward on a technicality. Such a fine crystal. I'd hold on to it as a memento of this occasion. Wake up, damn you! Hello? What's wrong with you, huh? This is the second time your so-called gift has cost us a chance at sliding at Andrea. You know what? I've had enough. Enough, I say. Yes, I don't need you. I'm perfectly capable of hunting the Sin Eater on my own. Good luck with that. Upon our return to Gate Town, you'll be given your final payment, and we'll be free to go our separate ways. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the 12s would, the Force has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you to the home of the Knight's Blessing. Seen such a tree? Do you think these are only the roots? Finally, a place to rest. To make their home here, and so swiftly, would surely have required no small amount of ingenuity. A most impressive feat, without not agreed.
Slitherbough is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust, and thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I have come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He understands that I'm not the same, that I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
The question is, as always, who is our favorite female character in the game, and why is it Y'shtola? I'm kind of curious where they look like themselves. Actually, those look very comfortable. Oh, wow. I wished I'd never... When Y'shtola first arrived in the First, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Her thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither, seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the Blessed, however. It was not until the Great Fire, when she denied the Sin Eaters a feast of ether, that she gained their trust. Since then I have served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of the other's efforts. I am not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it hardens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alice and Alphonel have changed since arriving in the First. Change is a part of life. We can hope, but hope is change for the better. You're right. After my untoward remarks to Thancred, no doubt he thinks I've changed for the worst. I will have to speak with him later. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin to work on deciphering this tablet. Meantime, perhaps you should take a look about the Slitherbow. If there's anything you need, pray speak with Bernard at the plaza. Welcome, friend. Welcome. My apologies for a less than hospitable greeting. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? From the Crystarium, I see. This tablet you've brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika. Well, you are welcome to stay with us as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, of course. Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. Without priests laying in their homes in ruins, we were at the mercy of sin eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance we were able to rebuild. Before long she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is a smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again now that she is with us, and have no doubt others feel the same. She is as much part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in the service to the dark. But you did not hear the rest from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to as long as they reside within the realm. To show reverence to the dark? In a word, yes. Fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. Master Matoya kept her room dark because she didn't need the light, but they're all like hers, aren't they? Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they are likely returned from a journey from beyond the borders of Raktika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves from light's impurity. A simple but perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment that I might rid you of light's impurity? Bruno lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. And with that, you have been cleansed with the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in any way? Only blessed by the priests. They are practicing the arcane arts. As such, it is said that prayers imbue the water with a faint, dark energy. A prickling sensation. No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. Dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect. Unless... But the gods! Master Matoya was right, you are sin eaters! I jest. But you felt was likely more than the chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbound. For that I must teach you a customary greeting. Alin Tuta. In the language of Ronka, it is several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting let us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I'd hate to offend anyone. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Aline Tuta and they will know you as friends of the blessed. I await your return here. Now go. I'd like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. Away with you. Plain GC, welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near anything you see. Fear not, a medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours. Business with strangers. Newly come traveler. Aline Chisi, and welcome to Silverbound. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the summer's sea. Quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. A stroll through Citadel night. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but I'm already starting to feel at home. There's still much I have to learn about the Knights Placid, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now how they built such a thriving community. I can see now that how they've come to thrive in these woods, even with all the sin eaters. You have returned. Very good. No doubt they are glad of your company. It has been too long since we had visitors. Remember, if you have questions, or if there's anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Montoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand. It'd be my pleasure. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is you take a jug and water the crops in the square. May I help too? Of course, if one of you can do the filling, the other do the watering. Speak of it, Isabel, when you have finished. She'll be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see you to your room and a warm meal. Right then, I fill your water. This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to live. I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. I need to hurry and through the garden before all the water leaks out. Was there enough water for the pot? Only half. I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you. Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You water the crops. My apologies for not noticing sooner. I have been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops is always Todia's duty, but she's no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We can plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it's true, but it provides us enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know of our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own and take a great way. I see you've read your history. But there is a history that is told and one that is lived. Like in so many of those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin eaters. The people were without answers, without hope. The gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. They soon realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth, they found a new path. The belief that souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond those burning skies and the sunless sea above. That is why we pray for the safe passage of wayward souls into that blessed black abyss, with the return of the night, that we might one day look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of the trees as the constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yilmar, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and it must seem to those who yet cling to the worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us to our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This is what we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. To keep the legacy alive. People from all walks of life are welcome here among the Knights Blessed. Our faith in the dark is infinitely greater than the sum of our differences. Done tending to the crops already. Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runar! In the woods. Sin Eaters. I fear they may have the touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Silverbound. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. Sir, what of Todia's heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Father times for the Sin Eaters together. Are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beasts down. But if they do indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. What is it you said about a stone? A few days past, Todia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by Sin Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. While the Knights Blessed had given such a stone at birth. It's the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens. But now, what if I could find it for you? I've experienced fighting Sin Eaters, and the lights. Corruption doesn't touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Manvilia, did she not? Are you truly the Manvilia, descended from the Oracle? Even so, I do not ask you to risk your life for the Blessed. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are needing me, and I can help. Please, let me do this. Very well. If the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I can never forgive myself if you perform yours to hold a second service. I nearly forgot to thank her. What if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them more in no time at all. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. You. You're the guest that Master Matoya was telling us about. Please, you have to help me. I've searched high and low, but I can't find my friend Karens anywhere. I fear he's run off to Fort Gone again. It's where we grew up, but it was abandoned years ago after the Sin Eaters attacked. The place is teeming with all manner of beasts now, and Master Matoya has expressly forbidden anyone from setting foot there. I don't know if it was gotten to him lately, but we have to find him before he gets hurt. If you should find him, you want to tell him our password. Tuk-Tuk. He's a scared story, so don't do any telling him, so he'll know you and me no harm. Stay away, I beg you. You're from Slither. Nothing must have sense. It's fine until that damn beetle. It's only a scratch, but I'm starting to feel numb and my vision's going cloudy. So I'll drop my own vial sword and someone in the damn woods. Find it for me. There you are. Did you find it? Thank you. I should be fine now after a bit of rest. What were you thinking coming back here? You could have been killed. I had you, Vartham, for my father. There, the Sin Eaters. I was hoping there'd only be one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. Let's get to it then. What? Shouldn't we make a plan first? No, they're on it too. I'll drive one of them away. You two can deal with the other. Done. My fear was a bit careless. We better release on the promise. I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. You said it's made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the brush. Did you have any luck? It's beautiful. It has to be it. You know, Thankward was always saying, you're a woman of many talents, and I'm able to understand what you meant. I much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are. There she was. I'm sorry, I forget I said anything. She headed back to slow the bow. None of the others are probably worried. explain. Thank goodness you are safe. I had begun to fear the worst. Vital, it's dark. You found it. We can proceed with your service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits into the sun and sea in the hereafter. Even should we be felled by the Sin Eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for the blessed. I must insist that you and your friends attend Todia's service as honored guests. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others that it will be held in the dark. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. Sarah and I learned so much about the Knight's blessing while you were away. We helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know it wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. They were seniors, and as long as she accompanied you, but do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little bird told me. And it's telling me now that Sarah has business with us. Is something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the dark, isn't it? We'll take care not to be late at once. Between your earlier excursion and my patrol of the area that's in the house, Please told any Arianji will be able to finish the book in peace. It's such a relief to know that everything is going as planned. I'll join you in the dark shortly. The elderly woman held to a candle. She then points over at a nearby corner where you might place it. That's going to be a very hot candle.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
Call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
You know, I don't deserve such reverence.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Hopefully, Stola has good news to share. A chance to reclaim the light has lit a fire in Minfilia that I would see kindled. What do you suppose she's gleaned from the tablet? I have no doubt that we'll find the contents of the tablet most informative. Good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighboring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions of aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow get us into XIV? Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Ronkan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins' protectors to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkan texts and translations to a more modern dialect, which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I am confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Stygia, quite close to Sithabao, in fact. Good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of Dark Worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I were to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention to taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I am afraid I must ask you and thank you to assist me. And before you even ask, the answer is no. We are to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. Then let us convene outside to the west of Sithabao where the path diverges. Where is that quest? Stirring up trouble. Take care, Sarah. For my part, I shall make all possible preparations that Ishtola may begin to translating the tablet upon her return. Going in. All set. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share of the recent activity, but we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse the victims of sin and usher them unto the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. the exploration level up. Oh, I forgot. I still nice. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you're unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we do had rather unwelcome visit from the children. You're an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a close look. I was careless. Strange. What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary. The usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. And then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. Perhaps we can use the present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nest where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nests, and we would have an opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure the hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs in the outpost just over there. Then it's up. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search for their beehives. Imagine the bees won't take kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. If it's all the same to you, I'll be returning to Slitherbow. I don't like it. Stay safe and may the shadows keep you. you able to find any? The guard returned a slither bow, but not before offering his thanks. So the beehives. Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you feel? This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displaced. Let us hurry, before the bees begin to strike. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oak. According to the guard, there is an airway part in the entrance which leads to Spider's Nest. The fates are kind, the way will be kind. Quickly, for the children arrive. Up there is the airway. Do you see it? A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss them back through. Though we should probably loosen into the ropes keeping it closed, enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees, both of you missed. They're everywhere. Help! Someone help! We need to save the spiders. It sounds like our plan is working. Still, it's quite likely not all were drawn away from the posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy each children some time. Should anyone get past me, it falls on you to guard her. Concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it'll come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. Shadows were a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, you're both ready. Ooh, it's Joel's sass. I love it. Go on, we're right behind you. over here. Font of seating suggests this is the chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place near the potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps a modern religious figure. Yes, this is it. It will be about a moment to keep the watch at the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look this over? At a glance, I can tell they're old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. 'Twould behove us to learn all that we can. Sits on top of the hill in a couple seconds. The mural appears to be ancient, and over in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Feathers should be surrounded with fire adjacent to the group.
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this. There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it, slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was, but he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends, a tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. "One day you will all be here too," he said. "Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself." I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder? Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
Good to see my distraction prove successful. I believe I now have everything needed to finish the deciphering the tablet. Tell me, sir, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Depictions of heroes from the ages of the gods, the Roman Empire, and immediately before the flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove of use in the future. Let us hurry to slither about. The others are waiting. After we return, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Lunar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of importance, you'll be the first to know. Say, aren't you Sir? Master Matoya speaks quite highly of you. I'm sure you have more important things to concern yourself with, but I need help, and there's no one else I can turn to. It's my friend, Gwynfor. Ever since we were young, he's always excelled in the arcane arts. Even now, he's in training to become a priest in the Knights Blessed. Perhaps the greatest of his gifts is clairvoyance, but fear has taken a toll on his mind, I believe. He's always been different, but not like this. He's changed, frightfully so. The others think him no stranger than usual, but they're wrong, and I mean to prove it. You don't know him like we do, which is precisely why I'd like you to talk to him, to get an objective opinion on the matter. I assume we will find out what ails him, and quickly we'll find there's a way to cure him. There it is. As foretold by the will of the wood, we meet at last. I've been expecting you, Sarah. Shh, no one must hear this. Not yet. Our dreams are plagued with visions of the future. Calamity is upon us, and each night I witness our impending doom. Hope is not yet lost, for the dreams speak to me of a savior in the form of a great serpent. It was revered as a god in the days of the Roman Empire, and I believe it yet lives in the Great Room, waiting to be roused from slumber. It has many names. Many would call it the Protector, some the Great Destroyer. The will of the wood demands that I find this great serpent. It is our only hope of salvation. I've been chosen, sir, to be the savior of Silverbound. So this is where you've been hiding. Now that you've gotten to know each other, what do you think? That fear is mine beyond saving. I refuse to be like that. There has to be something we need to help. Have you not consult with the priest? They're your mentors, after all. It's only to keep your troubles from them. Valen, please. We're in the midst of an most important discussion. We first began talks of these dreams and delusions I held my peace, but I won't let you drag anyone else into this. Such narrow-minded thinking is why only I have been chosen by the wood, by the great serpent. Yes, Gwynfor, whatever you say. You've mocked me for the last time. I will summon the great serpent this very day to prove it to you the truth of my visions. Gwynfor, wait! Where are you going? To meet with misfortune would likely bring him to his senses. But he's my friend and I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt out there. He'll help me and care for him. Anything should happen to him, I'll never forgive myself. Over there. I think I see it. Beginning to grow tired of this. Enough, Gwynfor. Even you should recognize the danger of wandering off alone in these woods. You really got mad, haven't you? Mock me all you like, but now you will bear witness to the truth with your own eyes. Behold, the divine protector of Ronka, the great serpent of legend. No, it can't be. That's the great serpent. I see nothing great about that. What is it exactly? I refuse to believe it's a serpent. Please tell me you're joking. Do not be jealous, Faith. The will of the wood works in mysterious ways, and this serpent is key to our deliverance. Well, I'm leaving you the two of you to it. will be Dan. With everything else. Cardinal will be doing the entirety of the Endwalker side content. Not necessarily mean the end game content, but at least the low-end content. Welcome back, Sarah. Now that you're here, there's something I want to ask you. Urianger told me that Thancred was something of a rogue in the past. As a wolf amongst sheep, he said. What did he mean by that? Do you know? Oh, you have no idea. Urianger has turned into Mephile's wounds, but I fear his garrulous nature has gotten the better of him. Ooh, that's a good word. I didn't remember that. Garrulous. I want to double check what that means. Define. Garrulous. Excessively talkative, especially on trivial matters. That is a good word. I like that. Sarah, the guard told me that when you left with Master Matoya to woe an oak, and no sooner do you return than she locks her away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. She is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat by the fire? The stew will be ready soon.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Umorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say, how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling Warriors of Darkness. They have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king, nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome, and we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
old fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now, and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Vorthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin-Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin-Eater's defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed Shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools! Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
Yulmore has gained a foothold here in these woods bodes ill for the Knights Blessed. Surely there's something we can do to help the Knights Blessed, isn't there? The guard hath been afflicted with the most terrible and efficacious potion. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations. Alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. Fareth, the young guard. The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but to try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friend. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the Blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmore's generous proposition? With anger and dismay, we cannot hope to oppose both them and the foe. I will consider a convocation of all the Knights Blessed that we might consider an ultimatum. But I know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We will not, cannot abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer to our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee. Flee? I am not wont to run from my travels. In fact, with Sarah's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. The Yulmore's presence here plainly stems from a desire to return to the Light Ward. I say we seek it out and slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to follow for Bactica, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is easier rather to be said and done, unless of course he finally deciphered the tablet. I have, as a matter of fact. And with it, we can prepare everything we need to enter XIV. What say you all? We will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. We cannot deny our fate, but one course lies before us. Well, we are villains, are we not? Good. Leave the blessed in your capable hands, Renard. Very well. I see that there is no change in your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the blessed safe. According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Bronca in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in complex underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience in subaquatic exertion, do you not? Then this shall prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are the bottom lake to see Mecca. While you see that, Miguel and I will remain ready to help shore up and slow the battle's defenses. Your aid will be greatly appreciated. seal we seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. Congregations are seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Moroccan culture. Moroccans sought to live in harmony with nature, considered certain animals sacred. Foremost in the pantheon was the snake, portrayed by the protector of the wood, and arbiter of life and death. Below it were four others, each equal weight: Pearl, Colibri, Obo, characterized by the bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, harmony, and respect. To open the chamber containing the sail, the tablet states that one must pay with due deference to three of these beasts by placing one's palm on my rocky image. And this must be done in a specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, what order can be discerned from the three commandments which follow? Give praise unto the snake, by strength, do our glance power. Be as the Opo, cry for thy kin. As all hearts seek betterment, so too does the whole. Be as the wolf, move as one. Peace comes to all who seek harmony with the king. Attila says not of the placement, size, or appearance of the monuments. Alas, hopefully it will all become clear when we reach the bottom of Go safely. can be no doubt. This is a sealed rock. Well done, Sarah. We can begin our preparations to enter Ixmaya with earnest. Ooh. Ooh. Neat. Bearing the seal, it should be possible to enter Ixmaya unmolested by its guardians. We'll go ahead and slither about and inform the others. When you have recovered from your exertions, meet us in the cavern leading east out of the village. So glad to see you're safe. Everyone is ready to go if you are. We've done what we can to prepare them for the worst. Still, we should hurry before the children return with your moment and reinforcements. That you all found the seal is perhaps a bittersweet proof that the aid for which it was so painstakingly forged never came. Thus did the Empire crumble, its ruins reclaimed by the wood. Fate is ever a fickle mistress. Good, you're here. Runar opened the gate for us but a moment ago. Beyond lies Ixmaya, presumably the Night Warden. It did not take long for the wood's protectors to find me when I last came here, and I expect them to fall upon us just as quickly this time. But we carry the seal. That is no reason for us to let us down our guard. Now, let us seek out the Warden and put an end to its reign over these woods.
would seem we have found them.
You trespass upon sacred ground! Begone!
Wait! We did not come to! Stop! We mean you no harm!
Sister, is that...
We are allies of the Empire of Ronka. As is customary, we come bearing the seal of the Emperor.
It appears to be genuine. Then perhaps there is yet hope.
Perhaps. We acknowledge your seal, but we must be certain of its authenticity. Follow the azure flowers to our village. There we will judge if you are friend or foe.
Try not to stray from the path. All right?
Follow the flowers. Would it kill them to escort us?
Yes, Stone, it probably would.
But if it affords us an opportunity to investigate Ixmaya, fine.
Good to see you didn't lose your way. You outsiders are a strange lot, aren't you? I would have that sealed, that we may confirm its authenticity. Straight to the point, I see. Very well. There is no mistaking the crest of the royal family. It is of proper size, and by its weight it is plain it was made from gold. The seal is indeed genuine. For 3,000 years we have waited for this moment, and now you are finally here. I bid you welcome, allies of Ronka. I am Albert, chieftainess of Fano. Umet, her younger sister. Seamet, a pleasure. We were beginning to lose hope you would come. I beg your pardon. These are troubled times for my people. Though I can but imagine what has compelled you to venture into our woods. You must be tired of your journey. Come, take your ease. If you'd like, I'll show you about the village. But I must warn you, it is a long way down to the forest floor, so do watch your step. This way. What is your name? Sarah. And this is the common name nowadays. How times change. But I digress. Come, and be sure to watch your step. Time has come for the Viis to share more of our culture with the outside world, small as it has become. As my contribution to these efforts, I am happy to offer a variety of goods from the forest in exchange for any bright-colored gemstones you might happen upon. No doubtly, once we have learned what we can of the warden and its whereabouts, we should be on our way. For 3,000 years did they wait. Incredible. For a moment I was worried they wouldn't accept the seal. They call themselves Viis, is that right? Not terribly diverse people from what I can see. If we could hear the tale of our people, speak with Owlette. As eldest she is our voice. My apologies for the hostile greeting. It is a miracle our arrows did not find their mark. As bearers of the seal, you have the right to know what became of the Empire and my people's purpose here. We are descendants of the palace guard which served under the last emperor, and to this day, we carry on the duty of our forebears, the final decree of His Eminence before Ronka's fall. By the wisdom of our people was Ronka made to thrive. Such knowledge must never be forgotten, nor may it be suffered to fall into the hands of the wicked. Keep it secret, keep it safe, and look to the coming of our allies. Unto them you shall bequeath our all, and thus will Ronka live on. By his command, we have remained in the Raktika Greatwood, guardians of Ronka's ruins and the wisdom held within. I hope thou wilt not think the question impertinent, but did thy people's famed longevity perchance play in part in the Emperor's decision to entrust this mission unto thee and thine? That was one reason, yes. We Viis would easily live to see 3 of your elven lifetimes. We are the fiercest fighters. There are none more fit than us to stand watch over the remains of Ronka. But our duty has grown ever more perilous in the wake of the flood. Settlements such as this one are planning for before the light claimed dominion of the land. But now, Thano is not all that remains. Our numbers dwindle year by year. Before long, there will be none left to honor the Emperor's wishes. And you believe we are the allies of whom you have waited. You have the seal, do you not? After 3 millennia of waiting, that alone is nothing short of a miracle. Truth be told, I had begun to think you would never come. Sister. We are glad of your presence here in the Great World. Wisdom of Ronka is yours should you wish it. You need only ask. You come in search of the Light Warden. My apologies, but I do not know where it makes its lair. Umet, do you recall any sightings of this creature? Not these past 30 summers. 30? That would mean... How old are you exactly? Young enough to remember. With age comes knowledge. There may yet be one among us who has seen or heard of the abomination you seek. We have leave to speak with the other Viis then. But of course. Then we should split up and inquire individually. If someone knows something, I would hear of it while there is yet time to act. I pray you find the knowledge you seek. Oh, what I would not give to see the warden brought low. Let not our looks deceive you. It is true we are still in our youth, but we are older than you might think. In the name of Ronka and the late Emperor, I promise we will do all we can to assist you in yours. It is not my intention to bribe, but your voices carry far. I know what it is you would ask of me. Unfortunately, the answer is no. I have not seen the Light Warden. I patrol the ruins perimeter regularly, and if we were heading nearby, I would know about it. But how? With the gods, allies of the Empire. My serious apologies for failing to note your arrival. It was a warden you wish to know about, yes? My mother, and she rests in peace, told me once of its appearance in these woods. Before settling here in Thano, she lived in a village near Deku Falls that was destroyed by the Sin Eaters. While on patrol one day, she spotted a swarm of abominations. One which was different from the rest. Larger for one thing, but his doctor was the way fellows seemed to revere it. He was convinced what she had seen was the Light Warden. The Light Warden? No, I have not seen it. But I've witnessed the horrors of the Lesser Eaters. How they are wont to hunt in packs and carry off their victims rather than consuming them on the spot. I suspect the warden is a grotesque, corpulent thing, waiting patiently for its minions to bring its next meal. Search for the light warden. I cannot say I've ever laid eyes on it. Our duty is to protect the ruins, nothing more. I have no need to strike out in search of such a foe. We have learned out of the White Warden's whereabouts. We already had the tales of the Viis did share with me. Last, no one made mention of the Warden was there. She definitely what's about speaking of the Viis. No one I spoke to had seen hide nor hair of that warden. But not by being surprising given this disinclination is very far from their roots. I pray the others were able to provide what I could not. The other Antica Falls. Why was I not told of this? I think I see now why I was never inspired in our adventures. I have never heard of these Antica Falls. I can but assume it lies deeper than the woods of XIV. Just so, the tunnel which leads there collapsed after a rather bloody battle with the Eaters and has not been passable for many years. I made several attempts to clear away the rubble, but yet each time we were driven back. In the end, we were forced to give it up as lost. Thereby making a suitable place for the warden to take sanctuary. There's perhaps one way to enter, though it would be a great peril to you and your companions. The Kitana Radel, a temple to the northeast. It has been sealed for centuries, but within it is a path that leads to the falls. Can it be opened? For the allies of Ronka, it can. First, we must go to the Emerald Astor Palace. Once the flow of magic is restored there, the path to the Kitana Radel can be opened. This may sound a simple task, but there are certain obstacles which prevent us from attending it to ourselves. And we do not know how to overcome them. The Empire never guaranteed us our forebears leave to look upon the secrets we were charged to protect. That we may not be tempted, the means to do so will be withheld from us. We can but show you the way. The rest will be up to you. It seems we have a work cut out for us. Shall we then? Did you have to ask? Let us be about it then. If that is your wish, it is my duty to escort you. While we attend to matters in the Emerald Palace, I would ask that your sisters accompany Oriange and Tancred and share with them all they can about these woods. While we have the very intention of investigating Antica Falls, it is impossible to light word and go elsewhere. With that in mind, it would behoove us to prepare an alternative course of action. Brunet, Seamet, I'll leave them to you. Yes, sister. Should our present course prove false, doubt not but that Tancred and I shall find any and all possible paths forward. must make haste and see this done. The Kitana Ravel and the Light Warden await. What you seek lies at the heart of the Kumun Astropolis. Unfortunately, it was too sealed but shut by the order of His Eminence. If you are to open it, you must first look to the morning stars. Come, I will show you the way. As I live and breathe, and now I have Ronka. Just so happens I have a vital task I would entrust to none other. My Viis on patrol require new raiments, and have you delivered them to I would have you deliver them to them at Bullrest. They should be expecting you. I pray there will be not a repeat of your incident with the chieftainess Almond. These sculptures, I cannot help but be reminded of the runes in Girabania, but the manner in which they appear to be suppressing the natural flow of the ether is more akin to their elegant pillars and possibly pretty color. You were able to keep up, I see. Well done. High lies the morning stars, four monuments built to be tribute to the guardians of Rakatiko. Beyond them is the great pyramid of Uxti. The flow of magic must be restored. It is said that the monuments are themselves the keys to opening the pyramid, though I do not know how. That is for you to discover. Another puzzle. I would have a closer look. I must confess that at times when I too wonder what lies within these rooms, but I would never defy the will of the Emperor. It is indeed another puzzle, but for a blessing appears to be similar to the ones we encountered at the lake. So these statues are all depictions of the divine beasts mentioned on the tablet. No doubt they will open the way into the pyramid in like manner. We have but to discern the correct order. Let's go up and search the area for clues. These runes are covered in the ancient inscriptions. The answer may well be hiding among them. Indeed, it may be best to transcribe them if they are to get as numerous as they say. Better that than risk overlooking something. Though a transcription would prove practical for you, not be a person not transcribed. No matter. You will employ a different approach. Impressions. Here, I'd like to use this clay tablet to record the insignificant information you discovered, but they will serve you just as well. Make impressions of any inscriptions you find. Let's start at the base of the pyramids. When you're finished, return here and I will translate your findings. So many inscriptions. I scarcely know where to start. Anything? You made good use of this play tab. Well done. Mama wanted to decipher the word Apologies for the delay. Nothing we saw at the base of the pyramids gave any hint at the solution to the puzzle, focusing instead on how to proceed having solved it. The findings, on the other hand, appeared to form a riddle. Once assembled, it reads as follows. Come together, share despair. Go that ways, dread burden spare. Mark the crown, heed its call. Avert that gaze, forever fall. I assume the puzzle would involve a sequence, but from the element and narrative we gather, is but a matter of suffusing one of the statues with ether. Question being, which one? Have you any thoughts? Such cryptic writings, I think related to divine beasts. We are talent for finding solutions to vexatious problems. I think the best that we choose is what say you? Right then, after you have selected a statue, I will do with the required method. Should it prove to a trap, I am more than capable of warding off any melodic magics that may contain. Which statue will it be? you were mistaken. I'm fine, though I'd rather not go through that again. Next time, choose more carefully. That the crown from the fall down. Something's flying away. It's doing the air. Nope. No. This okay. Oh, right, because this is the ether has been absorbed. Because you really do have a talent for these things. Yeah, after I got you shocked 3 times. Because that's on the seal of it. A moment. Maintaining my words is proving more taxing than anticipated. The way should be clear now. Come, let us... Someone approaches. Sister, Helmet. See that? What are you doing here? What has happened? You're the Moran soldiers. Have you ever entered Ixmaya? You Moran soldiers. And what of the Blessed? Nothing specific, but it seems that you Morans have little interest in Silverbauer or its people. According to our scouts, the general and men have made haste for the gate to Ixmaya upon finding it. Together with Vanguard, we met and some of the others engaged him at the border. You have to return and assist Umet at once. You're not to set foot near the ruins of Orfana. We'll see to matters here and return as quickly as you can. Understood? Yes. Be careful. Though I knew time was short, I did not expect you Morans to move so swiftly. We have come too far to turn back now. Harm so much as the hair on the hands of the Blessed. Time is against his friend. Quickly, into the pyramid. to lose my patience. The switch should be through these doors in the confessional of Tupasa the altar, but why is it not open? Magic appears to be flowing through the walls, but it's being obstructed as it approaches the door. It's not strange that the only one of these pedestals bear an owl statue. Strange indeed. The second statue was likely hidden to keep the door sealed. We can cover more ground if we split up. Alma, take the chamber to the south. Sarah, the one to the east. I will search the chamber to the west. Look everywhere and... what is that? The statue, you found it. It looks light enough. We need but return it to the other altar, no? One might assume so, but nothing about these ruins have ever been quite so simple. I sense a strange energy emanating from the eyes of the statues in the corridors in this place. Should this figure be moved, it would not surprise me for them to suddenly stir to life. A trap. The I suspect is the attempt to return it to this rightful place. Precisely. Caution would serve us well here. Which is why I would ask you to deliver the statue to the main chamber. An abundance of magic yet courses through these walls, for my eyes, distractingly so. I believe yours, on the other hand, would more aptly perceive the traps for what they are. Alright then. We'll meet you at the door of the confessional of Tupasa, the elder. Statues returned, but was that enough? I believe it was. I can see ether floating to the door now. I pray this means an end to the tricks and traps of these roads. Well done. The sooner we can enter the Cantina Revel, the better. You are one step from entering the Kitana Revel. I must warn you, this last step is without question the most perilous. Given this final trial with the path before revealed to you. Path laden with more puzzles and traps, I'm sure. Did the Emperor always take such pleasure in wasting the time of his allies? Let us end this, sir. The time is yet in our sight. Before we enter, I would tell you of the trial that awaits you. The Chairman's skill is to be filled with all manners of devices to keep trespassers away from this village. The most potent being wars of displacement. They may well force you to do it. Should we come separated, please use these. Whisper weeds. They will allow us to communicate no matter where we may find ourselves. I think Sarah and I can work out how to use these words. Thank you. That's it. So we